All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to B&E. We're just going to go over some lines today. They already dropped all the spreads for week one. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go through these. I don't think we're going to do any of the over-unders. We're recording on August 21st, so obviously these lines will probably shift, by a half point or so before the opening day. Now that they're available, we figured we might as well just go ahead and record.
This week one slate looks really like it's honestly one of the easiest I've ever seen in quite some time. It looks like a lot of the spreads really aren't that big, but if there's any way, any week to make money in the NFL, it's week one, because who the better teams are, who the clear better teams are, and who's going to win. So you can definitely get at least 8 teams in there, maybe even 10 that are for sure guaranteed picks. But I would go as far as to say that Evan and I might pick the slate straight up all the way tonight.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree with you. Definitely week one is one of the best weeks of the year to make money. Vegas kind of does everything soft week one because we haven't seen anybody play yet this year. So there's not a full understanding of what every team's capable of. And also week one is, a lot of these teams are really rusty, honestly, coming out the gate. So I will say, if you're going to bet over under, week one is probably the best week of the year to go bet the under. That's also backfires because sometimes the defenses are the ones that are just playing like complete dog shit, and then the offense is, they have it easy and they score a bunch of points. But overall, I'd say that week one unders usually hit at a pretty good rate. Okay, with that being said, though, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first game I got is Arizona visiting New Orleans. It's a 6-point spread. Arizona are the favorites. I have them covering the 6 points. I don't really see New Orleans being a competition in basically any game this season. I don't think a touchdown is too much for this Cardinals team to carry on them. Everybody should rack it up on the Saints defense for the most part.
I 100% agree. The Saints really didn't do anything to get better on defense. They just kind of moved some players around and out and let some young guys come up that aren't necessarily proven. You hear good things, but good things don't always translate to real NFL games. But I agree with you. I've got Arizona here, taking them at the -6. Good value. This is one of those picks that you can just take straight and away. Tyler Shough ain't doing anything.
Yeah, 100%. I'm all the way with you on Arizona week one. Okay, second game is Tampa Bay visiting Atlanta. Tampa Bay is a 1.5-point favorite on the road. I'm taking Tampa Bay, giving 1.5 points. I think that they're going to cover it. I do believe that this is going to be a really close game. I think Tampa Bay wins it at a last-second field goal, and they win by 2 or 3 points. But I expect Atlanta to be a real player this year. Tampa Bay still owns this division at the end of the day.
I agree with you once again. I see Tampa Bay 100% winning this by more than 2 points. It's just one of those spreads that they kind of put when the money line's so darn even. But Tampa Bay is easily the better team. I expect Michael Penix to walk out with a little bit of rust. Obviously, it's his second year and really his rookie year because he only got a little bit of run at the end of the last year. Expect that rust, and I expect Tampa Bay to come out and start shooting it. Mike Evans, touchdown number 1, week 1.
I like that take of Mike Evans. Third matchup, this is probably the true matchup of the week. We got Baltimore visiting Buffalo. To me, the home team wins this matchup. That's kind of all I'm basing it on. Buffalo is a 1.5-point favorite. I'm going to take them, giving it 1.5 points. I think that it's worth it. Like I said, if this game was in Baltimore, I'd probably take Baltimore with 1.5 points. Yeah, it's in Buffalo, so take the Bills. Josh Allen, week one, he's going to take home a dub for his boys.
I will agree with you there. I love Lamar Jackson. Once again, Lamar Jackson MVP. Man's hard as hell. Anyways, Buffalo's going to win. Josh Allen's hard as hell. They're the home team, like you said. I expect this to be probably about a 6-point game at the end of the game, realistically. Take those 2 points, and Buffalo's a really good team. So is Baltimore, but home team.
Next matchup, we've got Carolina visiting Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 3-point favorite at home. I'm personally going to take Carolina with the 3 points that they're giving them. As of right now, I think I'm going to take Carolina money line as well. I think that Jacksonville walks in again, has a close game. Trevor Lawrence blows it at the end, and lo and behold, they end up 0-1 once again.
So I'll disagree with you on this one. I've got Jacksonville taking the win at home. Obviously, we saw the Panthers improve at the end of last year, but at the same time, we've always seen them kind of come out of the gate straight garbage. And I don't expect that to change, especially with a lot of change going on in the offense and the defense. It's just constant movement trying to figure things out. So I'm taking Jacksonville at home. I'm not necessarily going to touch the spread, but if you're going to touch the spread, I'm taking Jacksonville on the 3 points. if they don't get it, they're at least going to push it.
Next game, we got Chicago at home versus the Vikings. Chicago is a 1.5-point favorite. This is probably going to be one of only a handful of games that Chicago is the favorite for this year, I'd imagine. While they are on the up and up, I'm trying to be pretty optimistic about Minnesota. But it is week one. J.J. McCarthy has no NFL experience. I think Caleb Williams comes out week one, has a pretty solid game, and they get a dub by more than 1.5 points. I'm going to go Chicago and giving 1.5 points.
I 100% agree with you. It's a battle of top picks from last year, top QB picks. I fully expect Caleb Williams, more experience. He had his first NFL game out the gate in a week one last year. I'm taking the experience on this one. I'm also taking the better team. That's the Bears. They're going to win. I'm taking them on that 1.5 points. They're definitely going to win by more than 2. Take Caleb Williams and enjoy a week of it, Bears fans.
Yeah, 1 week. Cincy visiting Cleveland. Cincinnati is 5.5-point favorites. Although their defense really didn't improve that much over last year, I just think the Browns are such a bad team that it doesn't matter in this week one matchup. I got the Bengals by a million.
Yeah.
Take the Bengals with the 5.5 points. Don't even hesitate.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. What is Cleveland going to put up any points to even compete with getting anywhere within 5.5 points?
It's not going to happen. Like, Joe Burrow has to throw like 3 picks for this to be within a touchdown. Next game is Denver at home versus the Titans. Denver's a 7.5-point favorite at home. I'm going to take Denver with the 7.5 points for a myriad of reasons, mainly revolving around the fact that it's Cam Ward's first NFL game. Knew everything kind of in Tennessee. They're going to be figuring it out. I think they're going to get off to kind of a slow start. Even though they'll show flashes, they'll start to look good. And I think by the end of the season, we'll respect them going into next year. Week one, I think Denver kind of just whoops their ass at home, and it's not much of a game.
I 100% agree with you. Finally, for the first time in a long time, the Broncos are getting gifted a week one dub. Sean Payton's getting gifted a week one dub because all y'all Saints fans know that he was never a week one winner for y'all. Yeah, I expect Denver to walk out, show as much improvement as we've seen them do off the field this offseason, and they're really going to walk in, show that they're a contender, and they're going to go somewhere this year.
Yeah.
Possibly deep into the playoffs.
I'm really excited about watching Bo Nix try to mature. The Broncos are a team that I think could go a lot of different ways in the future, but I do believe that 2025 will be a good season for y'all. Detroit visiting Green Bay. Detroit is actually an underdog on the road. They're 1.5-point dogs versus the Packers. I'm taking Green Bay on the road, money line. Do it week one. They're coming off an embarrassment in the playoffs last year. They're coming with everything they got. Yes, I am high on the Packers this year. I think the Packers are going to be a solid playoff team. However, I do believe that the Lions are still the best in this division. They're going to win the division, and they're going to start that week one by beating the Packers.
I also have them. I have Green Bay at 1.5 points. They're going to get it, take the spread. They're at home. I just kind of expect Green Bay to walk out with a little more confidence this year, a little more health, and that's going to really show out at home week one against a really good team. It's going to make everybody be like, okay, Packers are for real. Obviously, we're not going to sink on Detroit. It's still going to be a really good game. 2 points is not a lot of points, and I fully expect them to be right around that, right at the end. It may be a game that Detroit leads all the way up to the end, and then Green Bay just kicks that fucking field goal. We've seen it 1,000 times in Detroit. That's how I think it's going to go. I think Green Bay takes it.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good game either way. It's in Green Bay, so it's always going to be a good game in Lambeau. The Packers' home field advantage is elite.
For sure.
Okay, next game. This is one out of the only 2 games that I actually don't have a pick for. It's the Texans visiting the Rams. The Rams are 2.5-point favorites at home. Right now, once again, we're recording this on August 21st. Matthew Stafford has, I guess he's been at practice the last couple of days. As of now, everything's still kind of up in the air. I'm hesitant to take the Rams on anything at the moment.
Who's their backup?
Nobody decent.
Okay.
I want to take the Texans. I'm more tempted to the 2.5 points the Texans are getting. But however, I'm personally just going to leave this game alone. It should be a really entertaining game, though. And I think that this game will end up mattering on both of these teams' record.
This is one of those games that I 100% see as a very close one, too. At this moment in time, I'm choosing to think that Matthew Stafford will be healthy going into the year, or healthy enough to start first game. I see the Rams taking this, especially at home. It's going to be a close game. CJ Stroud, I really hope to see him take a big leap this year because he was really good his rookie year, had a shit second year, and now we're moving on to that year 3, and I really expect a lot of good things out of him. I'm taking LA at home. I'm not messing with the points, but I will take them on the money line all day.
Yeah. I think the points are kind of tough. If I am going points, I'll take Houston as of this moment, assuming Matthew Stafford plays. I guess I'll take Rams money line. This will be a tight game either way. Indianapolis at home versus the Dolphins. And I was really shocked to see that Indy is actually a favorite versus the Dolphins by 1.5 points. That's shocking to me. And this is like 3 days after they just named Daniel Jones as their starter. The last time I checked, Tua and their weapons down in Miami are significantly better than what Indianapolis is working with. Just don't even think about this. Don't hesitate. Go ahead and take yourself Miami plus 1.5 and enjoy some money.
I 100% agree.
This is the biggest no-brainer pick on this entire list.
There's no reason that Miami is not favorite here. I know that they're not at home and that they're in Indy, but at the same time, no way.
In
Their
my opinion,
offense is
if I was
way
making
better.
spreads, and they're usually kind of conservative, like with their spreads, I would put this as Miami -3 if
Yeah.
I'm making a spread. I don't see why they're not favored, personally. I don't get it. Take Miami all day over Indy. Next game is Kansas City visiting the Chargers down in LA. Kansas City is a 3-point favorite on the road. I'm just going to go ahead and lock them in with the -3. I don't see a reason to bet against them week one. I say always, they literally just lost last year week one, but they lost to a really good Lions team that they weren't expecting. The Chargers, however, I think the Chiefs are going to be ready for them. They just got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. They're going to come out going pretty hard. Chargers are really good. I don't think anybody's denying that. They're going to make it a decent game for most of it, but the Chiefs always seem to just pull away. They play with a lead. They'll be up by 3 to 7 points the entire game. At the end of it, it'll be probably like 8 to 10 point game.
I also am taking KC just off of first glance. I know Chargers have gotten significantly better, but at the same time, they're a younger team. They're just not as good. I expect Patrick Mahomes to come out with a lot of heat, especially after losing that Super Bowl. So take KC and take a -3. You're good to go.
All right. Next game, we got the Raiders up in New England on the road. The Raiders are 3-point underdogs. I'm taking the Raiders with the 3 points. Week one, Drake May looked really great last year. Mike Vrabel is a complete upgrade at head coach. There's nothing I don't like about the direction of the Patriots right now. With that being said, I'm going to take the veteran quarterback and the more veteran coach in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. Week one, I think these are two kind of overall evenly matched rosters. They both have their strengths and weaknesses in different spots. I'm going to take the Raiders. I'm going to take a money line. Fuck it. I really think that Pete Carroll comes out, makes a statement week one. Geno makes a statement. And more than everybody, Ashton Genty makes a statement week one on a very, very strong Patriots rushing defense.
I agree with you. Mostly, I think that this game comes down to Stephon Diggs in order for it to be really competitive. Yeah, if he's not playing, I don't expect this to be very close. I expect Vegas to fully walk off with it. If Diggs is playing, I expect it to be a lot closer. I still expect Las Vegas to walk out of here with this. It's more experience on the field all the way around. There's some guys in there that really have a prove-it factor that I expect to see come out week one this year. And Las Vegas takes it home.
Yeah, this is a game last year that, to be quite honest with you, like we usually watch our games. We have like 6 games on at once or so. So there's usually like 0 to 2 games that we're missing on the screen at any moment.
Carolina
this is
and
the
Jacksonville
game.
is not going to be on our screen.
Yeah, more
Don't
than
watch
likely,
that fucking game.
like he just said. The only thing I want to say about this is like last year, the Raiders and Patriots, I would not have watched more than like 5 minutes of this game when everything else is on commercial. This year, though, dude, this is must-watch television week one. I think that these two teams are going to have a really competitive, entertaining game. I can't wait to see like basically what both of their new regimes are capable of. It's going to be a fun season for both cities. All right, next game we got New York Giants visiting Washington Commanders. So the Commanders are 6.5-point favorites at home versus the Giants.
Take it. Lock it in. Don't even think about it. This is the easiest, by far, and away dub in the entire fucking week.
Yeah, like what Brady just said, I think this is on par with Miami plus money. Like this is an easy pick. As good as an upgrade as I'm not a Russell Wilson fan, but I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that Russell Wilson is a huge upgrade at quarterback for the Giants. And they've made slight upgrades at other parts of their team as well. I don't care. There's no chance in hell that this Giants team can keep up on the scoreboard with what Washington's going to do to that Giants defense. At best for New York, they lose by 10. I think this is going to be a 20-point game.
Remember, there's a such thing as alternate points. So
Yeah,
if you're
this
a
is the thing.
believer,
I'd take like a 10-point
it up.
Washington spread on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's a lock. And if like, there's no money to be made on money line on that game. If there was, everybody would hit it. But if you need like a ninth leg on your big parlay, just go ahead and tack
the
on
money
Washington
line's still
money
not
line.
awful at the end of the day. It's going to be like 300 or 400, which is a great parlay.
Minus
add.
300 or 400. Yeah. Like,
Just toss it in your parlay if you're throwing together a parlay for the week.
yeah, that's a lock on money line.
For sure.
Next game, this is the second game that I really couldn't come up with a winner for. It is New York Jets at home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a really, really interesting game. These are two teams that, in my opinion, are going to be pretty trash for most of the season. However, I think this is going to be the most watched television game between either of these teams because it's Aaron Rodgers versus his former team and Justin Fields versus his former team. I just think it'll be really cool. Two revenge games in one. Aaron Rodgers, obviously pretty damn old. I think he's 41?
Yep.
So, yeah, he's 41. Justin Fields, I think he's coming into his prime. As I'm sitting here looking at this, I'm tempted to take the Jets just because of the quarterbacks. I think Justin Fields is clearly better than Aaron Rodgers at this point. However, I take the Steelers as an organization over the Jets all day long. So now that I'm talking, I'm going to take the Steelers minus the 3 points.
Yep.
Now that I'm sitting here talking about it, I just think
For sure.
that the Jets are going to find a way to lose and the Steelers are going to find a way to win. That's the way these two franchises always seem to do business.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Pittsburgh wins. I think that the defense stands up. They're clearly better than the Jets defense. The Jets are also new.
It's new everything in the
Yeah,
Jets.
so-
The Steelers are the land of stability. Aaron Rodgers is new. DK Metcalf is new.
They have some new items to work with. But at the same time, it's just
It's still Mike Tomlin's Steelers.
Yeah. So they're going to be 500 team or just above 500 team
And their defense will play. No matter what they're doing, no matter who they're against, their defense is going to play. And I think the Jets' defense is going to play too. This should be a really low-scoring game. This is a game that I would be more dissuaded to take the teams on and more just take the under.
All right. On to San Francisco and Seattle.
Last game of the week, another great divisional matchup. I say great. I think that people are way overhyping what Sam Darnold is going to do in Seattle. I think it's going to be a long year in Seattle, unfortunately. Yeah, San Francisco starts their season off on a positive note for the first time in a couple years, and they win easily. I think they win by a touchdown.
I agree with you. I'm taking San Francisco on this. I'm taking them on the 2.5 points too. I know, I myself, I'm a little bit down on San Francisco, but at the same time, it's like they're going to win this game. Sam Darnold, and 1 year doesn't prove that he's magically worth $30 million as a quarterback, and he's going to lead you to 14 or however many wins he got with the Vikings last year. Either way, it's not happening. So, take San Francisco with confidence, especially if Jawan Jennings is playing. It makes it all that much easier. Lock it in with confidence. Otherwise, like I said, I feel like Week 1 is really a lock, and there's a lot of winners out there and a lot of money to be made. So check into B&E and make sure you check us out. Like, subscribe, follow. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We just got this new thing with Chalkboard. Check it out. We've got our promo code BSportsTalk. You can plug it in and get yourself a nice little promo. And it's also no pay play. You can just have some free fun if you want to. And
Real quick, the only thing, last comment I wanted to have on this video is, I know there's not many of you, but the few of you that have followed us and watched our stuff over the last forever since we started a couple years ago, you know that we rarely agree on that much stuff. This was the most that we've ever agreed on anything. And I honestly think that's a pretty telltale sign that these games are going to go a certain way. And I'm leaning towards just locking in like a 16-team parlay along next to like a 16 team round robin for some guaranteed money. Because I know not all 16 picks will hit. It never does. But no, seriously though, like there's a lot of different parlays that you can build out of this. I'm super fucking pumped. This is a good week 1 slate. Once again, if you're not sure, just bet the under week 1.